The Supreme Court will soon take up a case involving the McCain-Feingold campaign finance law and the producers of a film critical of Hillary Clinton. Joining us now, former Congressman Chris Shays of Connecticut and David Bossie, the producer of Hillary the Movie. David's latest film with Newt Gingrich entitled Ronald Reagan, Rendezvous with Destiny is out now. Gentlemen, thank you both for coming in today.
Thanks for having us.
And now this issue is the film that you put together, Hillary the Movie. David, you wanted to be able to distribute it, to advertise it, but it fell under the McCain-Feingold campaign finance laws, not a traditional movie, and you don't agree with how it's been titled so far. What will be your argument at the Supreme Court on Tuesday?
Well, first of all, Ted Olson is going to be arguing the case for me, a former Solicitor General, somebody who I could not be in better hands than Ted Olson, first of all. Second of all, the issue here is our ability to make a movie and put it in theaters, which McCain-Feingold does not disallow, but what it doesn't allow me to do is let people know it exists. I cannot advertise this film, a documentary, 30 days before a primary or 60 days before the general election. And in fact, we made this movie, we started making this movie long before she was even a candidate for federal office. So the Supreme Court has a big question ahead of it.
And Congressman, a lot of folks, though, they look at this film and they say that it's a political ad. It's telling voters, at least maybe inherently, not to vote for Hillary Clinton. So it turns into a political ad. What's your take on how this documentary film / movie should be characterized?
Well, first, David could advertise it, so he's being a little disingenuous about it. He just couldn't do it with unlimited funds from individuals or corporate expenditures. The bottom line is this. We passed the Tillman Act in 1907 banning corporate contributions. We passed the Taft-Hartley Act in 1947 banning corporate expenditures as well as union dues expenditures and union dues contributions to campaigns. Then we passed the 1974 Act in enforcing those two acts. What David wants is an activist federal court rewriting the laws passed by Congress so he can basically go after Hillary Clinton and not play by the rules.
All right, now before I give you a chance to respond, David, I think that we have a quick clip of the movie that we can play just to give people a taste of what we're talking about.
You know, a lot of people ask me, do we have to go through all these old Clinton scandals again? Well, I have good news for you. You don't, because you can look at the new ones, because Hillary Clinton scandals are a gift that keeps on giving.
All right, so David, was this the political hatchet job? What was the intention?
Well, first of all, there's plenty of material in this film, so taking 8 seconds of any piece of the film is not necessarily a good indicator. But let me just say this. What they allow us to do is make our 10-second or 15-second movie commercial, but require us to put a 4-second this is not paid for by any candidate or candidates committee disclaimer on it, which tells the American people it's a political ad. Our ad said, go to the movies, go to the movie theater. Our ad said, go buy a DVD. It did not, it only falls under McCain-Feingold because it talks about a federal candidate. Our ads that we were trying to run, that the Supreme Court is going to see on Tuesday and discuss on Tuesday, had nothing to do with electioneering, did not say vote for or against Hillary Clinton, and in fact, didn't even talk about the campaign, talked about go to the movies and go buy a DVD. Those are different questions than what Chris is talking about.
But David, why not allow the 4-second addition onto the end? Why not just proceed with that?
Because all of us, Chris, myself, you, Shannon, everyone watching, when we see political ads, we turn them off. When you see this has been paid for by or this is approved by, what people do is they tune out. They know it's a political ad. Ours are not political ads. They're ads to buy a DVD. That is all it is. It happens to be about a federal candidate. That's why it falls under McCain-Feingold, and we should not be made to put a 4-second disclaimer on a 10-second ad. That means I only have a 6-second ad. So it's really a ridiculous barrier for entry for us to have to follow.
And Congressman, was this what the law was intended to cover, movies like this?
Well, it's intended to cover election basically advertisement, and this is what it was. I mean, David and I know each other well. It's no secret that David was trying to get support for a film that would destroy Hillary's candidacy. He knows that, I know that. The purpose was to influence an election, so it's exactly
But we played by the rules, Chris. We did not say... Let me just say this. Go ahead, Chris.
No, you didn't play by the rules, because you don't want to play by the rules. You're trying to rewrite the law. And the law is clear. You can still do this movie, but you've got to do it as if it were a campaign through the campaign process. No corporate treasury money. Last point. What David wants to do is he wants to funnel corporate treasury money into this ad during an election season. That's what he wants.
All right, David, you are fighting an uphill battle with the Supreme Court. We'll give you a
well,
quick last say on this.
I don't know that we are, and I think Chris is going to be hopefully surprised when they rule, because clearly some members of the Supreme Court believe in our side, because in order to get here we have to have 4 Supreme Court justices just believe that we have a good argument. So I feel comfortable and confident that we're going to have a good hearing on Tuesday. I do have full confidence in Ted Olson to be able to present our case, and I do think we have a strong case. And I'm not worried about the issue that Chris is talking about, which is one of the many issues that we have before the court.
All right, Congressman Chris Shays and David Bossie, we thank you both for your time. We're not going to settle the debate here. We'll leave it to our 9 justices on Tuesday. Thank you both.